Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 4th episode of Tech Talk. For our first-timers, our show's all about updating you with the latest local and international technological advancements. As for the rest of our tech heads, you know how this goes. Now, let's take a look at some news. From China, continuing with our trend of technology making our lives much more easier, China's embracing efforts towards enhancing AI and integrating intelligence into its products. The Chinese tech giant Huawei has invested millions of dollars into 5G network communications, which is specifically geared towards transmitting AI-specific information necessary for it to operate efficiently in real time. As the third largest smartphone distributor in the world, Huawei aims to create a unique smartphone experience whereby users will hold in their hands their own electronic personal assistant. Cool, right? The AI installed onto their smartphones would not only help you with everyday functionality, like making the software run more efficiently, but also up your photography game by enhancing your photos, like we mentioned in the previous episodes. We'll check that out in a few in our gadget review section. And it doesn't stop there. Much like Google's Waymo, Chinese search engine Baidu is investing its AI efforts towards self-driving vehicles. In a day and age where booking a cab or a driver is as simple as away taps, why not automate the process while we're at it? I'm down. Looking to break language barriers? Chinese information technology iFlyTech researchers have developed a powerful voice recognition software from which they've made a translation device that works in real time. Of course, powered by AI. Duh. China's central government and lax information privacy policies have allowed the AI industry to boom as developers can continue to splice algorithms into the stunning tech that we either are, or soon will be, holding in the palm of our hands. Talking about apps have changed the way we interact with the world around us. From online banking to grocery shopping, developers have made our lives a lot more easier. Islamic GPS is designed to help Muslims find mosques no matter where they are in the world. That makes it the perfect travel companion for the more adventurous among us, who are all probably too familiar with struggling to find a spot to pray at. The app is also perfect for pilgrims or people performing Hajj and can be used at any point during their journey no matter where they're coming from or where they may find themselves along the way. The app also features a Ziyara section, which suggests great nearby historical and significant sites users might want to check out, making it incredibly useful for Islamic history and/or culture enthusiasts. The app's creator, Iqbal Hussein, aims to develop the app even further by combining it with virtual reality tech. For example, did you know that there's a 100-year-old mosque in China that you can't visit? That's pretty exclusive, but Islamic GPS has got us covered. With a VR headset, you can view the Islamic structure in all its glory. The app has been praised for linking religion and heritage with the practical and instant nature of modern technology. Since its launch in November 2016, Islamic GPS has accumulated 50,000 registered users, the bulk of which hail from Indonesia and other countries such as the UK and the US. Hussein came up with the idea whilst in Istanbul, struggling with the language barrier. He came up with a brilliant idea for Islamic GPS so that others in similar situations can rest and pray easy. 3D printers created quite a bit of hype when people knew that they could make action figures of themselves. But Copenhagen-based 3D Print Huset wants to demonstrate the constructive capability of 3D printing, making a uniquely shaped building of less than 50 square meters, the first of its kind in Europe. The rippling round walls of the small office building was constructed by a concrete oozing print head attached to an automated 3D moving frame. It has absolutely no straight lines. Crazy, right? Even crazier, the building was printed in 50 hours. Over the course of a couple of days, sure, but still, only 50 hours to make a whole new building. Print Huset is hoping to inspire architecture to take a more organic and interesting route by diverging from typical straight lines. 3D printing capabilities give architects and builders more control over the kinds of shapes that they want to integrate into the building designs. Power to you, Print Huset! Wouldn't mind a little more variety in skylines across the world. Best of all, this process is much more environmentally friendly, That's right, most of the concrete fed into the machine is made from recycled materials from other construction projects and reduces the amount of waste left behind after construction, as the printer prints out exactly what is needed. No more, no less. Interestingly though, it is Dubai that is home to the world's first fully functional 3D building. Unveiled in the summer of 2016, the building was supposed to mark the UAE's dedication to making itself a technological hub by 2030. So far, the traditional construction workers have been happy to welcome 3D printing in the building, at least in Denmark. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We've reached our info segment. Here in our studio, we have the very own operations manager of iMachines. Hi, Bino.
Thank you for bringing us here, actually.
Why is it the only and the best curated platform to download apps from?
Well, I think that's a very important question, and a fact that a lot of people don't know is when you want to download an app, you tend to go to the App Store on the iOS or the Apple platform, and you go to the Play Store on the Android platform. Yeah. The beauty is every application which is done by 1,000 odd developers, thousands or probably even millions of developers today, can write any kind of code on their device, and as a user you don't know what's actually on the code. Yeah. All you realize is you download an app and you end up using it. But the biggest problem is I used to be an Android user, and when I used to download an app, which used to probably be a game, one of the challenges I used to notice while installing it is it'll say it wants to access your call logs, it wants to access your messages, it wants to look at your photos, and it's only when you accept that you can install that application. And the problem with that is if I'm installing a game, why would they want to look at my call logs? Or why would they want to look at my messages? And that's because the developer is kind of writing code and taking that information off you. Now, when it comes to the Apple platform, it's very different. Whenever a developer writes the program, sends it to Apple to put it on the platform for consumers to download, Apple goes through each line of code to see if it is doing anything beyond what it's supposed to be doing. So if it's a game, there's no reason why it should be looking into your call logs. There's no reason why it should be looking into your pictures maybe, and things like that. So as an Apple user, you can be rest assured that you're on a secure place, your personal information is not going up.
All right, Bino, tell me a bit about the apps that we take for granted, because I know that there are certain apps that we use on a daily basis, but we don't really know the functionalities of it.
See, I think just as an example, Google Maps, right, is probably there on all Android devices. It's probably downloaded by most users, even on the Apple platform.
Pretty much.
Google gives you a beautiful feature, which is the traffic update. So when you are driving across locations, you get to know whether there's traffic on the route and things like that.
I use that a lot. You wouldn't even know.
which is very interesting when you think one step above to understand how is that traffic information coming onto the maps. It basically means it's an Android user who probably is not using Google Maps, but Google is taking information from his device to know that he is on the way, he is stuck in traffic, and that's how they see when they see a lot of devices at a particular place. They get to know on this road there's a traffic jam, this is how long it's taking to go. So one way it helps us, but then if misused, could be a bigger problem for us. So I think that's where we take for granted certain, and this is just an example, there's quite a few apps like Facebook and a lot of other ones where we don't realize what's actually happening in the background. We download it for our functionality, for our usage, but it's doing a lot more than you realize in the background.
Bino, let's talk a bit about browsing. I use Safari on my laptop and my phone. I want to know a bit more about Safari, actually.
Safari is one of the best browsers that's there. Of course, there's a lot of features which determines which is a good browser based on how it can get data and things like that. But what's critical in Safari, and talking on the lines of privacy, is that it has this beautiful functionality called as private browsing. So whenever you go into a website, and probably you've seen this, say you're searching for a trip that you want to go to, maybe the Bahamas, you search Bahamas on any browser, and tomorrow you go to maybe Facebook, you start seeing Bahamas, great places to visit, restaurants, and that's because all of this is kind of getting your information, feeding it up, and there's a lot of technical terms like cookies, cache, etc., that is on the technical side of it, on how they get this information. In Safari, there's this beautiful feature called as private browsing, which when you enable, everyone goes blind except you. So
that's perfect. It means that there's no one stalking my activities.
Exactly. So you get full control and complete privacy on what you're doing on the internet without anyone being able to see what is actually happening.
And what if I was a parent and I wanted to control the content that my kids were watching?
There is, again, I think that is a big concern on what you want your kids to be able to do on the device, what they can see or when they browse, or what they can control. And I think Apple is given this beautiful couple of functions. One is called as restrictions. There's also one called as guided access, which kind of allows you to control what your kid is doing on the device, irrespective of whether you're with him or without being present with the child. Monitor and control exactly what's being done on the device.
Moms and dads, you're safe.
Absolutely.
Bino, there's also another subject that I wanted to talk to you about, because I'm an iPhone user and I lead a very active life, so I usually break my screen a lot. Once I called the iMachine's office, and they said that, because I wanted to buy a screen, and they said that there were no screens available. Is that true? Because it's confusing. I go to outside shops and they say there's an original screen for a certain amount of money and there's a copy one screen for a certain amount of money. Can you just clear that out for us?
So I think as an Apple authorized service provider, and why we say we are Apple authorized service providers is Apple maintains a high quality of the products that comes to us, the products that goes into the device and things like that. Now in our region or the whole of Middle East, changing just the display is not an option at this time. So ideally when there is a display issue, what happens is when you go to an unauthorized place, ideally, they'll say, do you want to change your display? They say it's original, duplicate, all of that stuff, but actually it is not ideally coming from Apple in the right way. And effectively what will happen is he's going to open up your device. He says he's going to change the display only, but you have no control over the quality of this display. If he's going to take some other part from your device, he's going to put this back to you on the device, and it might work, it might not work. And after some time, there is definitely going to be a failure because the quality is not maintained. Eventually, you're going to come back to us saying that, hey, my display was broken, I got it replaced by someone else, and now it's not working, and the Bluetooth is probably not working, my calls are dropping and things like that, and we won't be able to touch your phone because it's been unauthorized, modified it by another place as well. So it's definitely not recommended. Always go to an authorized service center. They don't replace or just fix the display. They take your phone in, give you another phone. It's worth the peace of mind that you basically have.
Super, thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Thank you so much.
Thank
it's
you,
my
Bino.
pleasure.
Our pleasure. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, and this is our gadget review segment presented by yours truly and the awesomest co-producer ever, Khalid Hijlis.
Thanks.
Our first gadget is the Robotic starter set.
Use stuff like QB bricks or Legos paired with the microcontroller infused power brain right here to build your own unique robots. The robots can be manually controlled via Bluetooth.
The power brain is a red cube that sends data and energy throughout the robot. A motor module can propel wheels or fans, whilst a pivot module lets your robot move from the left to the right.
The TinkerBots app for smart devices lets you craft the robot of your dreams. You can make your robot dance or walk in any direction. The TinkerBots app also allows you to set the standard movements as well as teach your robot manual moves on the go.
If you're feeling extra brave on the tech front, get into Arduino and program the robot to act how you want it to. The Robotic starter set is perfect for getting anybody from any age group into the groove of the robotics field with its simple-to-use interface and creative execution. Now, you know what we have here today?
Oh yeah, the P20 Pro, guys.
Hold on, let's try. We have the first unboxing in Bahrain.
Exciting, right?
Yeah, Huawei gave it to us as a gift for our show. Now let's do this. Okay.
You got the nails. So.
Again. This happens every time I try to unbox something on TikTok. It gets stuck. Okay, no, I need your help, man. Hold on. No. Let me try and do this. Hold up.
I'd offer my car keys, but...
Okay. Never mind. Here we go. So nice
We
and
got
fresh. Okay.
So...
Do the honors.
It's got a triple camera, which is super exciting in this day and age. Oh,
Yeah.
almost dropped it.
Okay. I got you. Okay, this is super cool. It kind of has a... Okay.
And I dropped the Apple Watch.
You just turned it on. The first P20 of Bahrain. Okay.
Super great for taking videos, super great for taking photos. You want that aesthetic looking sunset, you got it right here.
Look, Khalid, it's got 3 cameras right here.
Triple camera, yeah.
This is awesome. This was the AI-powered camera we talked about last time,
Exactly.
eh?
See, it's like having a personal assistant. Do you remember those like devices our parents would have, the mini laptops?
Yeah.
Kind of like that, only a lot more modern looking.
Yeah, oh my God, remember those though? By the way, you can probably take really good videos with this.
So for anyone who's, you know, into filmmaking, do you just want to take a video of your friends acting stupid, post it on Snapchat?
No, this is super cool. I'm gonna give you a proper review on using the P20 Pro next time for sure.
You know, Donna, it's also great for taking photos at nighttime. It reduces the grain that's available in most photos. On
Yeah.
your phones, when you take a photo at nighttime, generally it has a lot of grain.
Yeah.
The P20 Pro actually has an AI that reduces the amount of grain that appears on photos taken in the dark.
Yeah. The night mode on it is super, apparently. I mean, I saw the video from the news segment we did the other time, so now we gotta try it out and tell you our honest reviews. By the way, talking about taking videos, for those who like to take videos, there are many filmmaking videography post tools such as Avid, Adobe Premiere, or even Edius. But Mac came up with a simpler version, Imovie.
Indeed, iMovie has always been a revolutionary application for macOS devices, including iPads and iPhones. For the filmmaking enthusiasts among us too, the platform gives us the capacity to publish our films and view them on a wide variety of devices, including Apple TV.
The application boasts a stunning 4K resolution, and its easy interface makes splicing footage together a piece of cake. Keyboard shortcuts have also made the editing process much more quicker. And for those with the newer devices, the touch bar displays the most useful shortcut commands for your convenience.
A number of high-quality filters exist within the software, so if you're a hipster into monochrome or sepia-toned flicks, then iMovie's got your back. You can apply these filters to individual sequences or to the whole movie. It also features various animated titles to give your movie impressive titles and credits.
Yeah.
And you can even fool your friends into thinking you're somewhere exotic or on vacation in Barbados with the built-in green screen effect. A split screen effect also gives you the capability to show 2 film sequences at the same time. Great for any of us reporters out there, and wink.
Oh yeah, and you can even adjust the speed of your footage, fast forward or slow-mo to your heart's content. iMovie also gives you control over the audio, like any other editing program. You can use the music and sound effects provided to even record your own voiceovers if you like. It depends on you and your movie.
Well, that's convenient. Speaking of convenience, you can share your movies through social media platforms such as Facebook or iMessages to see what the squad thinks.
The program's perfect, and it's the perfect tool actually for movie makers, giving you all the tools you could ever ask for in a neat little bundle, easy to publish, and ready for everyone to see. That's all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you once again for tuning into our show. See you next time on Tech Talk. This was Dana Salim
And Khalid Hijras.
for Bahrain International TV.